Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Crimson Fire. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I will be doing the middle game review. I did the same thing for the early game. I went through the 15 episodes and did the early game review, and so today I'll just be doing that for the middle game. I started out by doing this. Someone asked if I could solo R5. My team was successful in one run and then failed in the next. I will show the teams here. You know, I probably have other stuff that I could put in this team just to make it more consistent, but I'm really not doing solo R5. All I'm really doing is just normal BJ R5, because I think the fastest solo R5 team that I've seen is like 35 to 40 seconds at the fastest, and just doing BJ R5 in a public group is supposed to be 27 seconds. Obviously, sometimes it doesn't always work out so well, but typically, I don't even want to say typically. It's supposed to do 27-second runs. So anyway, I would prefer to just go in there and do that. You can only get one gem or grind or whatever anyway, so doing it solo is just going to take longer. Although that way you can do it at your own pace. You don't have to sit at the phone and then wait for the 10 runs to end, and just stay kind of close to it. You can just do whatever you want. Walk away for 30 minutes or whatever you're doing. But anyway, yeah, realistically, I was done with the middle game like 6 weeks ago. I just have not had time with work. I mean, if you're watching this in the future, this isn't going to be relevant anyway. I'll have other like late game content out. I'll talk about that too. But realistically, I was done 6 weeks ago. We've been super short staffed at work. I've been working 6 days a week, like covering multiple different routes, doing different things, so I've just had a really hard time getting on and playing at all. So I've just been doing whatever I can, kind of just reviewing things in the middle game guide and just talking about things or whatever I could do to continue to make content and stuff, and just try to stay active on that side, but also that I had to just take care of real world stuff. Obviously, I'd like to become big enough someday to just do this full time. I'd love to just be a YouTuber, but right now that's just not happening. So if you want to take 6 weeks off of this, technically I was probably late game based on my terms. Well, I mean, 6 times 7 is 42, so 214 days in. I guess I was about 214 days in. And when I made the my last early game episode, I was 102 days in. So I went from 102 days in the early game to getting through what I would say is the middle game in 214 days. I guess technically it was 112 days. But anyway, I'll show this stuff here. I showed these teams in the 20th episode of the middle game guide that I did. I showed how all these teams work. These are all much better times than what I had 112 days ago. You'd certainly hope they are. I changed this team. I used to have like a Sigmaris, Veramos, something else team. But obviously now I have the Dot team. I made my Tri-Caru teams better. These were about 1:30 minute times. 1 minute and 30 seconds. So I got these, moving these from guard broken, guard shield, whatever, guard runes to determination runes made them more stable and faster, which is great. And then obviously I was able to add Lucian into the Necropolis team. I'm still failing some runs. It's not super frequent, but I think my real issue there is my Vertiheal just simply not doing enough damage. We'll get into that in a moment. And then again here, just this stuff is normal, whatever. Just normal getting through it. And then I guess I can show these teams as well. I was able to triple S everything. I was able to improve the scores of all of these Rift Beasts. They all went better. I was able to build the BJR5 team, going from early to middle game. At some point that got done. I haven't done anything in here. I've literally not done a single run of anything other than just Second Awakening things. And then this is my total progress here. 4 achievements, so yeah, this is the kind of failing I'm talking about. Like the first run it's failing, but I'll show you. Lucian is kind of the issue here too. I'll just do I kind of need to continue doing this, actually, because I need my Vertiheal to be better for dragons as well. My dragons team is very consistent, But Lucian being in some of these teams is not really... It makes them way faster, but it fails. And I'm willing to fail runs, but get runs done 2 times faster, because I'm not failing 50% of the time. I'm succeeding about 85. I think it's more like 90-something% of the time. But I'll say 85 just to be safe. And his runes are right around here. So this just obviously isn't high enough. If you know anything about Tri-Caru, this is just not good enough. This has got to be higher. This has got to be higher. I just don't have high enough rune quality for it, straight up, because I don't even need to worry about the tankiness. I shouldn't have to worry about HP or defense. I just need to be worried about attack and crit damage, and then crit rate. The speed could even... Realistically, the speed could even be 0 speed for Tri-Caru. He just needs to do more damage. He's not doing enough. So if we look at his runes here, he is on Determination Rage. And the Determination runes aren't really even bad. They're not great, but 16 crit rate and 5 crit damage is not bad there. 24% crit rate here. If I could get something else here, which we can look at it right now and just see, I can only get HP or crit damage, really. So if I was to get some global gem that I could do attack percent with, it would definitely go over the resistance or whatever here. But yeah, that could be improved. He's just on this because I needed him to be on Determination to fulfill the defense requirements for these. But moving forward, it would be better to try to find a place to put defense on some of this stuff. And because even this here, just getting a 6-star rune for here would be better. This isn't, I guess, isn't supposed to be like a, me finding all new runes, but potentially putting this on here makes this one, the requirements would be fulfilled. This one is already good enough. I can take the Determination set off, and this one is good, just barely, I think. And then this one was sitting a bit too low. So again, same thing, just getting a 6-star defense percent rune there. Which, again, I don't know if I have one. It's crit damage, so... But trying to find somewhere else to try to just fit some sort of defense on there. 25% isn't bad there. The flat is innate, so I can't even roll the flat up there. I could try to put flat here. If I got 23% flat defense and then 22%, that'd be 45 more. So at 45 more, he would be in the clear. So I can look into doing stuff like that to improve him, but Vertiheal is definitely holding that team behind. But otherwise, it's just damage. It's literally just these two, and I'm more so looking into just putting fight runes on them, to, especially for him, to make sure that he is doing the damage he needs to clear waves. Technically, he needs 1% more for giants as well, so a little bit of a rune rework is needed on him as well. But he needs more speed too. Actually, he needs less speed. I need to find a way to take speed off, and take speed off of these as well, and upgrade my speed totem, so I can bring the overall speed of all the runes down, to help Lucian get more damage. But also I need to get the Wind Sanctuary up, so there's a lot of things there that I need to get done in terms of totems and just better rune quality for some of these things. But if these two were, squared away and solid, my PvE teams would be 100% good to go. But they're not bad, though. Again, they're in the 90%. Before I made this video, I did a 10 run of Necropolis. I got through all of them fine. It seems like people say that, you press the record button and stuff just goes wrong, but it's very accurate. If you're gonna fail a run, it's definitely gonna be the first one of the video. Anyway, I think I have about 56 stars now. I had to watch back my last early game video, and I had 19 6-stars, I think. I had 19 6-stars about, and now I've got 6 times, we're just gonna say 36 here, and then I've got some other stuff in here. So I guess, okay, we could do it this way too. 30, 15, 30, 34, 35. So 35 there. And then 30. So I just about doubled it. So I have 38 now, or 37, whatever. 30, no, I have more. 35, 39. So I have 39. So I basically doubled the amount of 6 stars I had. I guess I was able to do the equivalent farming that I needed. But I also got a bunch of other stuff up here as well. I do have Rainbow Mon. I do have some food sitting here ready to get pushed up as well. So I have like 3 more. 6 stars, I guess I have like 42 that I can make relatively shortly here if I were to start farming a little scenario to get the food for these ones done and squared away. But yeah, so I'm doing pretty well. And for me, I'm saying I've reached late game because I can do the PvE dungeons within a minute, about a minute. I guess Dragons is technically 109. But I can do it in about a minute. We're just going to say about a minute for every dungeon. That'd be the average time if you put all 5 of them together. And I'm really looking more to fix guild content, do hell mode on Labyrinth, and do, guild siege, guild wars more effectively. They just completely screwed it up. I'll show this off here. This is just such a headache for me to look at. I literally cannot stand that they did this. I've talked about this before. I did a rant video. Okay, cool. Anyway, I just cannot stand any of this content. Like, I wish they would go back. I just want them to go back to what they had, but this is what we have right now, so I don't know if this is what we're going to have for a while. But, I want to get better at this content because I still want to help the guild out, So getting better there, and then definitely Arena as well. I would love to start pushing up in Arena and getting more of the Arena totems done, but also just ranking higher, so you get higher rewards at the end of the week, obviously, then as well. And then RTA is later on the list. That's literally the last thing on the list for me. That and farming the 2-way dungeons for rune material to craft runes, ancient runes. Those are kind of like end game things in my mind, like RTA and crafting ancient runes is, I guess that's more like, crafting ancient runes is kind of whenever you get all your 2As done, then you don't want to do any more, or you don't want to skill any 2-way units up through farming the skill ups for them. So there's kind of that's maybe not a good benchmark, but RTA is really the last thing on the list, the hardest piece of content in the game, the least manipulatable, because it's real-time player versus player. You don't know what they're going to do. It's not like you have time to sit there and think about what team you want to put together, like in Arena or other guild battle content. So that's definitely the hardest stuff there. But really, moving forward, all I want to do in the late game is just get a bunch of guild teams together, get 2 or 3 arena teams together, a tanky one, maybe a few different things for a few different scenarios, and then move back into the Rift Beasts and get fight runes on some different things for the Carus and for the dot team, and just be slamming that stuff out. That's kind of late game to me, getting your dungeons completely done, super fast, optimized dungeons, and being able to regularly compete at most levels. I mean, obviously, the really higher up guilds you're not going to compete with until you've been farming runes for 2 years, or at least a year and a half. Legitimately, farming every day for a year and a half is what it takes to get to that kind of area. But yeah, anyway, the late game stuff is going to be about once a month, I think, maybe once every other week, once a month kind of episodes for the late game guide, because a lot of that is just farming runes and putting different teams together. It kind of depends on how it goes here. I'm able to things at work got a little bit better now. The people that we were missing are now back, but then now we're losing another person, and then another person is filling in there, and then this other nonsense is happening. But it's not supposed to affect my area of the job, so hopefully it won't. So hopefully I'll have more time to sit down and grind this stuff out and get back into the swing of things. But anyway, that's all for the middle game. I know some people disagree in terms of like early, middle, late, end game, what the different brackets are for different things. But really, guys, if you have your PvE teams together and they are in the 90% in terms of consistency and they're fast, you are to late game. You just are. I mean, if you have BJR5 as well, you're able to farm gems, grinds effectively and fast. You're able to farm runes effectively and fast, artifacts fast, effectively. All you have to do is then farm. Everything else has been set up. You've taken care of everything else. So yeah, that's all for this one, guys. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.